Welcome back. We are back talking about back to school. Back talking about back to school. Back
I
to
like
back.
that.
Back. We're ready. We're ready for a rap video again.
There you go.
Let's go. But in all seriousness, we were talking about the transitional phases from summer to school time, and if kids are acting out during that transitional phase, where can they go to get help, or who can they talk to about that?
Right. Well, you can start at home. Really start at home and get to know your kids and what their thoughts and fears, like we talked about. But then you can talk to the teachers, you can talk to the counselors, you can bring in other people that can help to guide them in certain areas. If they have struggles in learning how to do something a certain way that's being taught one way at school or what have you, then there's other people that can help you in different directions. Because something I've found is with the people I coach and the people I work with as adults, the thoughts and fears that they had as kids carry on with them as adults. And they have those same thoughts and fears until we really look at and break through what those thoughts and fears are. It can truly hold people back. So when you are looking at your child as to what they can do, there's 3 different ways of doing math. There's different ways of doing drawing. There's different ways of looking at science. It doesn't have to be one way. Find out what your children like. Do they like to draw? Do they like to listen? Do they like to see things? It's, seeing, hearing, feeling. What are the different thoughts and how they like to work with things? It's important to do.
And what are some of those common signs or anxieties that you see from children then carry over to adulthood?
I see a lot of adults that are afraid to try new things because as a child, if they did something wrong, it was really pointed out, and they don't like to draw attention to themselves. So that's one of the big things I see adults is they want to hold back with what they know, and they're afraid to try something new. And so that's a huge thing. So if you let your child know that it's not a one and done and you're right or wrong, it's a learning and it's a process. And that's what schooling and that's what learning, lifelong learning is a process. And so if we can learn more by getting something wrong, because we have to fix it, right? We have to figure out different ways of doing things. If you get it right the first time, well, then you're just moving on. You're not learning more from it. So that's something I let people know is that it's a process. Life is a process.
And then, of course, you got the schoolwork piece of this, so any tips on kind of getting back in the groove of reading or doing math or any thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's important, and I'm not the best at this as a parent, but having your kids read throughout the year, or even the summertime, but starting at, a half hour, starting at reading with them and asking them questions. What did you learn about this? What did you hear within this story? I saw it this way. What do you think about this? Having them really think about and internalize the processes of what they're reading and they're learning.
And that's tough too. I'm not a parent, so I don't know, but if kids were to bring home homework and that takes time out of your day, that also changes your schedule and your routine.
Oh, most definitely. And that's the thing. That's why I talk about getting rid of the chaos, getting rid of the extras, because sometimes we have so much going on in our lives that we don't have time for the important things. And we wonder, where did this all happen? Well, it was right in front of us, but we're so busy that once we get home, we don't even notice the things that are going on in our homes. So if we are able to take a look at and slow things down a little bit, get rid of what's not working and keep what is, you'll totally grow in the family.
Unbelievable. It's only like 2 weeks, or less than 2 weeks, I think.
Gosh.
It's nuts, right?
Yeah, kids don't want to talk about it.
I don't think anybody wants to talk
Nor do
about
I.
it.
So, do you have a website or anything people can get a hold of you?
Yes, they can go to theopenmind.com. It's theopenmind.com.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Missy O, yes.
It's good.
It's not MissyElliott.com.
Dang it.
I know. I was like,
We'll create a little GIF for
Yes.
you where you're like,
we need that. Thanks for
jamming.
being here.
Yeah,
Great
thank
stuff.
you.
so
Thanks.
much. Thank you.
All right, stay with us. We're talking about some guilty-free beverages right after this.